Are we going to PD and picking up trash out in PD or outside the city limits?
Yes.
Right.
Commercial. We drive right by commercial accounts. One thing that we are looking at doing is for the loss of revenue coming out of the city, we're looking at keeping that revenue back in the city of Prescott. We're here to support the city of Prescott. So we currently drive by commercial businesses out in Prescott Valley. We have a business license out in Prescott Valley. So we drive right by them and we service those.
Okay, we service them, but why are we taking away private people's business by going out of the city?
We felt that it was to promote competition. If we promote competition inside, then we're also promoting that competition outside as well.
And are we playing by the same rules as this gentleman?
Absolutely. Tomorrow morning, and Chris was right on inspections for the county. We have offered the county to come out and inspect our equipment multiple times. Until recently, they gave us a call and said, okay, we really should probably come and inspect you now because to promote competition. They're coming out tomorrow morning at 0700. They'll be out there to inspect all of our equipment. We are playing by the same rules.
Mr. Hanna, one thing that has to be cleared up is on residential trash, you hold a monopoly in the city of Prescott. You do not let me compete inside the city of Prescott. But city of Prescott trucks are going outside of the city limits and pulling out my customers to bring into their residential disposal trucks.
This is a true statement?
It's a true statement. By state statute, we have the duty and obligation to provide service to our residents on residential trash. Some cities choose to use private vendors like Prescott Valley and Chino Valley. For as long as the city of Prescott's basically been in operation, we have chosen to provide that service, and the statute dictates that we make sure that all residential and commercial businesses have trash pickup. So we are following the statutes.
They're outside the city limits. They're not residents inside the city.
That's correct.
Yes.
And we do have residential, 22 residential accounts outside the city limits. They're city water customers or city sewer customers that we're already providing service to, and they have asked us to provide their residential waste pickup as well. And they're in areas that we basically already service, such as Forbing Park or Granville.
When you put advertisements out, that's not having people come to you asking for service. That's you soliciting business.
Fair's fair.
Sure, we'll open up your markets and it will be fair. I agree with you 100%. And we already talked about this yesterday, and I don't want to get in a match like that. But the only thing that really cranked me really hard was when this happened. Level playing field, that's all we asked for, and that's not happening. And I'd be happy to meet with anybody to talk about that.
Well, is this true? He can't solicit in town, but we can solicit outside?
He can solicit to any one of our commercial accounts.
I'm not talking commercial.
No, statute
Okay,
prohibits
why
that.
are we soliciting outside of the city his customers?
To be perfectly honest, for every account that we lose that goes to a private business, that is as money lost to the city transfer station, which we have a multi-million-dollar investment in. It's also done in an effort to protect the jobs of our employees. And when they come in and $200,000 of our revenue is gone from that fund, we need to protect that fund to protect the city asset of the transfer station.
Okay. Well, Chris, let me just throw a plug out there for you. When some of my kids lived outside of the city and you picked up their garbage, and you guys did go out of your way, you do an excellent job, and I don't have an answer for you, but you do an excellent job in what you do. And
Thank you.
it seems to me that we need to be on a level playing field, and it doesn't seem like we are. You say that we are, but if we are able to go out and solicit customers outside of the city limits, and he's not able to solicit customers inside the city limits, that doesn't seem like a fair playing field to me.
You know, the open market, it makes everybody better. And I want to say I have nothing but respect for Chad. We've worked together on a lot of things. I'm sorry that this had to come up because it's really destroyed a lot of relationships I've built up. I see a lot of you folks around town. I've done a lot of things for Mr. Blair. When he had a problem, you couldn't take phone books for recycle. I supplied a 30-yard box at no cost to the city of Prescott, and this was years ago, so you could recycle your phone books. We're not bad guys. We'll be in there and we'll do the good things and we will help out. But the playing field needs to be level, and it's not at this point. And it needs to be. And you know what? Don't pass a resolution when you're not in compliance with it yourself.
So I guess what I'd like to see is this come forward in more of a a setting where we can talk about some of the concerns. I'm absolutely opposed of the city of Prescott. I don't care how much we lost. Going outside of the city of Prescott, we didn't start this business. We shouldn't be in the private sector. If we're serving customers that we serve water and sewage to, I don't have a problem with that. To actually go out in the open market and compete for commercial customers outside of our own boundaries is wrong. That's against the very nature of what a community is supposed to do, in my opinion.
When I was speaking with a lot of folks, I've said this from the beginning. My fear was when I knew who was really pushing behind this, and it was a giant garbage company in this world. They have decimated some cities down south in Arizona where they have really hammered it. You can even ask your own staff on this. I did not want to see that in my hometown. Both founders of Patriot have been residents of Prescott since '78, and I do not want to see green containers all over my town. They better say City of Prescott or Patriot. That's the way I feel about it.
But also, Chris, there's other private haulers out there.
And you know what? We've worked well with them all these years, and they can come in. If Wingfield wants to come in, bless him. Best Pick, bless them. And you know what? They better follow the rules, and we're all on the same playing field. We've always done that. There's certain things that we respect. The proposition that you, the resolution that you sent through was talking about how you can repossess cans and impound cans. You know what? In the private sector, if you do that, that's war between the companies. You don't touch my containers. Call me up. We have mutual respect for each other. I'll get it out of the way. You get, and it works out. And it looked like things were going to go very smooth in the city, and then it started. The thing that just ruffled my fur up was when things went outside the city limits where I couldn't come in the city limits. That's the biggest thing that got me, because that's un-American. That's not, and most of you are Republicans. That's against the platform itself.
Well, then again, maybe city manager, we can get some numbers that we're looking at lost revenue as to what Chris is doing, and see if we can make this a level playing
This was
field.
agendized as a public comment. I don't think it's agendized as a debate or a workshop, so let us bring this back to you first meeting in December, and we can tell you our side of the story. We didn't come prepared to have counterpoint here, but
Sure, no problem. I was happy with my speech. I was going to pull out.